All right. So we inhale, go into back bend. Exhale, sit back and put the edges of your fingers down. Inhale, rise up. Open up your hips, you guys, right here. Push. Squeeze through the glute. And exhale. Squeeze the belly. Empty your lungs. Try that 2 more times. Inhale. Really open up your hips. So everybody's opening the hips. And exhale. And 1 more time. Inhaling up. And exhale. So we're going to hold it here. Bring the hands all the way out and back. Reach the hands to the back of your yoga mat. Let your head come down. Get rid of any tension from the back of the body as you breathe in and breathe out. We're going to scoop ourselves up, but you're still kneeling. Bring the hands to the knees. Do a little cat and cow, right? So you're going to open up the lower back way down here and then squeeze into a cat stretch. So you're working way down at the lower part of the back and squeeze into that cat stretch. So scoop it all the way in. Try 2 more times. Inhale, keep those arms straight and strong. And exhale. 1 more time, breathing in and breathing out. All right, we rise up again. Take that inhaling up. And exhale, bring the hands down. Bring the elbows to the floor this time. Come forward a little bit and bring the hands up. We're going to stretch the outsides of the shoulders. Get that deep stretch. Now pull your hips back as much as you can. You guys can draw the belly in. Press your shins. Extend through the neck. And inhale, exhale. So chest is going forward. Hips going back. Think about lengthening the sides of your waist and like squeezing your tummy. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring the hands down and forward. Come forward into cat and cow. So on hands and knees, open up through the knees. Inhale, open up that lower back. Exhale, tuck it all the way in. Try that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze that lower belly. And 1 more time, big stretch across the hips. And exhale. Good, come right into neutral position. Pull the shoulder blades against the back, strengthen through the core. Lift up your right leg and start to squeeze through the glutes. So we're already gonna start to open up your hip flexor. So you're pushing that hip open every single time, right? Now flex your foot for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the knee in and squeeze your hip flexor. And release that down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So point the toes, lift up, start to open up that hip, draw the belly in, keep that nice and strong, you guys. Keep the arms toned, elbows are straight, chest is strong, and flex your foot and lift, lift, lift. Keep opening your hips for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck it in, give it a good squeeze, you guys. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Awesome, release it down. Step forward, extend through the body, right? So the knees are gonna be back. You're on your shins. You don't wanna sag your hips, but you don't want your butt way in the air either, right? So you're having this position where you have a good long kind of slanted body. And we'll come down, press, and bring it up. So my hands are a little too far forward when I come down, so I'm gonna move them back a little bit. Press, so the thumbs are right in line with the armpits. And press. And we're gonna do 6, 5, 4, get strong in the arms, 3, looks good, you guys, 2, and 1, and we'll come all the way down, inhale into that cobra. Now this is where I want you guys to stretch out your hips, so your feet are down, and you're lengthening through the hips, and then pull from here, so you're back bending more from down, way down here as much as you can, and lift, and release it down, and we're gonna do that again, so you guys wanna really squeeze right here at the glute as you lift. And come down. And 1 more time, roll the shoulders back, lift. And come down, press back into child's pose. So we're gonna reach back. Just quick little warming up here. Okay, so we come forward on the hands and knees. Bring up that right leg again. This time it's gonna be straight and strong. So toning up the booty, but stretching out this hip. So every time you lift the leg, you're pushing your glute to open your hip. So you push the glute down, push down on the glute, push down on the glute. You want to keep pressing that. And keep feeling your leg getting longer and stronger. Arms are straight, my chest is forward, and the crown of the head is extended. Let's go 8, 7, 6, keep pushing, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that in, Let's try the other side. Extend through the leg, so it's super straight. You're pushing the leg up, but you're pressing the glute down. You want to squeeze down on that left glute. Every single time you pulse up, you press down on the left glute. The arms are straight. The chest is open, and keep pressing, pressing, pressing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into plank position, so you bring your feet down, toes down, lift up. Once again, you don't want your hips sagging, and you don't want your butt way in the air. Okay, so you want to have the hips right in line with the ribs. Stay super, super strong. Inhale and exhale. So you have to hold in your plank. Shift your body forward a little bit. So you're going to hold at your wrists a little more. Yeah, there you go. And you're breathing in and breathing out. Shift your body forward again. And this time go forward as you go down. Go forward as you go down. Go forward as you lift up. Go forward. Up, up, up. And then push backwards in downward dog. So go ahead and work out your heels. One at a time. Press, press, press. The ankles and the calves. And then go all the way up on your toes. You guys lift your sitting bones up. So peek up there with the hips. Lower the heels down. Straighten out the legs. Breathe and breathe out. You're going to bounce your upper back toward the floor or toward your feet. So you're going to switching both ways. Toward the floor and toward your feet for 4. Keep your arms straight. 3, 2, and 1. Come back into plank. So you're going to come right into plank. And you're going to switch the side of your right hip to the floor. So you're going to push the side of your right hip. Don't sag in your back. Open up the chest. Come on up to plank. Hug it in. Bring the side of your left hip to the floor. Come right back up to plank. Hug it in. Come all the way down. Move forward. Move forward as you come up. Move back. All right. Right leg goes up to the sky. Kick and bend that knee in the air. And I want you guys to try to keep your chest steady. So your torso is strong. And you're bouncing your upper back for 8, 7, 6, 5. Open your hip. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the knee in. Step it forward. So come right up here, you guys. You're going to squeeze through the glute a little bit. So we're going to do some booty training. Right? So this is all strong right here at the glutes. So you come down at the glute area and push up. Let's see if we can make it here. Press up. Make it happen right at the glute. Pull the belly in. Arms are going to come forward. We squeeze that upper back. Crown of the head is lifted. So again, we're really working strong here. Hug the belly in and breathing. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Go ahead and get rid of that tension for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands up. Drop the back heel down. So you're pressing into your back leg. Everyone's pressing into the back heel. You're lunging forward. You're hugging into your hip flexors now. So everyone's hugging this in, reaching down here, squeeze into the lower belly, and activate your back glute. So you're going to push your back glute forward. You're going to do a little pump. So it's 8, 7, 6. Press the elbows back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands down. Come in just a little bit with the back foot. And you're going to bend that front knee, round through the lower back, round through the middle back, and round through the upper back. Now your back foot is going to be straight, back leg, and you start to straighten out your front leg. Keep the back rounded. You guys are stretching your lower back, middle, and upper back. Neck is long. Maybe sit back into plank. So come right down to plank. Everyone's nice and strong in plank. Side of the hip comes down. Side of the hip comes down. Come back into the center. Move forward as you go down. Move forward as you go up. Move all the way back into downward dog. And really reach up those hips. Hollow out your belly. So hug into the hip flexors. Lower belly, like squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Stretch your back. And bounce your head and chest and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your left leg up. Bend the knee in the air. Open that hip quite a bit. Squeeze the glutes. So you guys are really getting a good squeeze here. You're bouncing your upper back. Let's give it a try for 8. Keep your arms toned, elbows straight. 7, 6, drive your arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck that in. Step it all the way forward. Squeeze it up there, you guys. Step it all the way up. Rise up. Woo! I'm working into the glute here, so you're holding this strong. Everyone's going to be holding that strong. All right, so you're going to come down and up. Come down and up. Keep the glutes super strong. Keep everything strong. Go for it for 8. Yeah. 7. Awesome. 6. You got it. 5. Squeeze the booty, guys. 4. 3. 2. And then hold it. Ground your back foot. Press the arms up. Push, push, push. You guys are going to be pumping your butt. Okay, so you're doing this little push of the glute. Push the arms back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, you're going to rise up here, scoop in the belly, round through the back. So you're going to kind of step in a little bit. Bring your hands down. Stretch up through the back. Stretch your middle back and straighten out your leg. Put your weight into your legs and keep stretching the back of your neck, lower back, middle back, upper back for 3, 2. All right, step your back foot in. Let's come into forward bend. Bring the feet together, shins together. Now try to press your lower legs together best you can. Press those inside of your knees strong. Come into your forward bend. If you place your hands to the sides of your knees here, you guys, even though your knees are pulling together, see if you can press out a little bit at the sides of the legs. So you're pulling in and pressing out. Rolling the body up. Reaching open nice and wide. Everyone's coming up to standing. Yeah. Open up the chest and the shoulders. Activate your legs. So you're squeezing your legs in, but you're also pressing out at the same time. Lift through the belly. Lift through the heart. Lift through the chest. Pump your elbows back for 8, 7. So you feel your shoulder blades press against the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands right behind the head. You guys are going to twist to the right for 8. Pump the back. 7. Pull those elbows back. 6, 5. Keep opening the shoulders. 4, 3. Head is up. 2. And we'll go the other way. So you guys are going to twist the other way. Just go for it. Pull the elbows open for 8, 7, 6. Push the head back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into the center. Come into your deep forward fold. So squeeze through the belly. You guys stretch the back of the neck. Now make sure your chin is not tucked into your chest, but you have space at the front of the neck when you're doing this. And you're lengthening, maybe like putting your heels of your hands behind your ears and dragging the skin down to the floor, the ears. For 3, hands stay cupped. 2, and 1. Step back into plank position. Woohoo! All right, so when we come to plank, you guys are going to drop your right knee down and step your left leg out to the side. And press back for 4. Come forward. 3. Come forward. 2. And 1 more. Okay, you're going to stretch all the way forward with the hands. The hips stay on top of the knees. Okay, so you have that good position there. Take that right arm underneath the left and twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Come back to the center. Take the left arm right underneath the right. Get that twist. Hips and shoulders squared. Come back to center. Rise up. Open your hips. So you guys are going to go ahead and come on up. You're going to hold the hips nice and strong. Yeah, that's it. Get that nice open position of the chest. Turn that left knee out. You guys are going to lunge over to the left. You're going to bring your left arm down in front. Right arm behind, open your shoulders. You're gonna go ahead and clasp and bind if you're able to. If you're not able to, you just kind of keep stretching into the hips. You're gonna bounce into the hips for 8, 7, 6, 5. Shoulders back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We rise up. We're gonna come over to the side, lifting through your leg. All right, so you're over to the right side, lifting that left leg. You're gonna work the outside of your knee. Your leg is as straight as you can make it, and push, push, push. Keep pushing from that lower leg, outside of the knee. Lift higher, please, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Hold it up as high as you can and circle it around for 8, 7. Chest is up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Reverse for 8. Belly's in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back into the center. Get that nice reach up like we did at the beginning of the practice. Go ahead and push your hips forward. Squeeze the glutes for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fold down. Come into plank position. Bring the hands down. Come up on the toes. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Taking the left knee down. Right leg out to the side. Press back into your hips. Come forward. Try that again, you guys. Go all the way back. Let's see if we can get that range. And come forward. Try 2 more times, all the way back. And forward. And 1 more time, you guys, all the way back and forward. Let's go ahead and take that. Arms forward, left arm under, right, left arm underneath your right. Go ahead and get a quick stretch there. And switch. Right arm underneath the left. Get a quick stretch there. Sink into it. Come back into the center. Rise up, you guys, rise up. Okay, organize those hips. Nice and strong. Get a good organization of the hips. Reaching the arms out. You're gonna bend your right knee. You're gonna lunge to the right. Go ahead and reach that right hand down. Taking the arms and clasp back if you're able to. If you're not able to, you just keep reaching and you're gonna bounce into your hip for 8, 7, go into your hip, 6, 5, shoulder back, 4, 3, looks so good, 2, and 1. Rise up, open up, come to the left, lifting up that leg. And you guys right here from the side of the knee, you're pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. Tone up through the tummy. Keep your hips super active. Keep breathing into your back. So open up your back as you do this for 8, 7, chest wide. Keep spreading the sternum. 4, 3. Hold that leg out and circle it around for 8, 7. Big circle. 6, 5. Big circle. Power the leg. 4, 3, 2. Reverse the direction. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that all the way back in. You're going to step into plank again. You guys are coming into plank. And give me a little mini pulses moving forward when you pulse. For 8, go forward. 7, 6. So even though you're bending your elbows, you're going forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way forward and down. Come all the way up and bend your knees. So you're going to come up into up dog and bend your knees. So you're going to push your feet to the back of your head and vice versa. Squeeze from the glutes. Exhale into downward dog. Open up your hip flexors in that right leg in the air. So right leg goes up. Open up that hip flexor. Sweep it up as high as you can. You guys squeeze your glute, push your glute. You're going to pump the leg and push the glute. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck it in. Step it forward. You're going to open up into warrior 2. You're going to come into nice strong warrior 2. I'm going to turn to face you guys. And you guys want to make sure you put your hands on the sides of the knees. Push out at the sides of your knees. Push out. And just keep pushing out as you come down into this. The arms are going to come up here. And you guys remember, you're pushing your glute forward, your butt forward, and pushing the knees back as you open for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna pull those elbows nice and strong to the side. Push those knees back, push those elbows back, and breathe. Bring the hands up, come down with the hands, stretch forward out in front of you. That knee is still open, and pump through the hips as you open. Goes 8, 7, 6, 5. Stretch the back. 4, 3, 2. Now you're gonna turn to the front leg. You're gonna be in a deep lunge. Your back leg is gonna come down. So your left leg goes all the way down. And you're opening up that left hip. You're going to press that right knee open. Get it all the way open like you're going to go into pigeon pose. You're going to push the side of your knee toward the floor. And you're going to stretch your hip flexor. You're going to be pushing the butt, you guys, for 8, 7. Keep squeezing the glutes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep it back into plank. You guys are in plank. You're going to hug those hips, lower belly, everything strong. Open your hip flexors. You're going to be pumping in plank, but moving forward as you pump for 8. Legs strong. 7, 6, 5, 4. Be on your index finger. 3, 2. Come all the way down. Bend your knees as you lift into up dog. Push the glutes. Stretch your hip flexors. Go for it. And then press back into downward dog. Reaching that hip flexor open on the left side. So sweep it up, you guys. Pump that leg for 8. Squeeze the glutes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it all the way forward for warrior 2. So you're going to step up that left foot. I'm going to turn and face you guys. You're going to be in a good, strong warrior 2. Now, you guys, when you come into warrior 2, push open those knees. Put your hands on the sides of the knee. So if this knee is bent like this, you're going to push the side of the knee away, up, up. Push the side of this knee out. Bring the arms up and pump into it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull the elbows down. Push the elbows back. Push the knees back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch forward with the hands round through the back. Reach for the ground. Push those knees open. Stretch your back for 4, 3. Keep strengthening your legs. 2, and 1. Pivot around to that front leg, that left leg, right? And your right leg goes down into that lizard leg, right? And that correcting this back, this front leg, that knee flops out. You're pushing your knee out. You're pushing your back knee out. And you're pressing the glutes, the butt, so that you're stretching your hip flexor. So way down here, you guys, where your butt meets your thigh. You're going to contract there for 8. Squeeze the glutes. 7, 6. Push the knee out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep it back into plank. We do that little pumping thing one more time. So you're in plank position and you're pumping down like a push-up, right? But you come forward and put your weight into your index fingers for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come all the way down. Bend your knees. Go ahead and sweep forward and up. Push your head back. Squeeze at the glutes for 4, 3. Hip flexor opening. 2, and 1. Press it back into downward dog. Woohoo! Right leg up to the sky. Woo! All right, you guys. So right leg up. Bend the knee in the air. Reach open as much as you can, but keep your shoulders nice and strong. Now you're going to extend that leg straight up again. Flex your foot. So your toes are pointing down. Turn your toes to the right. And turn your foot and your toes to the right. And then kick your leg out to the right. 1, 2. Do not let that leg go closer to the floor. 3. Work that hip flexor. 4, 5. Belly's in. 6, 7. Push your knees, you guys. And 8. Tuck it all the way in. Step it forward and squat into your front leg. So you're going to squat into your front leg. You're going to come right down here. So you're going to push into the glute. And then when you come up, you're going to lift that back leg up. So you're going to come down into this squat, and your back leg can either come down or it can hover. So you can put it down if you want to, or you can hover it and then push up. Okay, so here we go. Into the butt cheek. Down and push. Down and push. Heels and toes down, you guys. And push. Let's do 4. And open that left hip. 3. Open that left hip. 2 more. 2. Kick it up a little bit more or stretch it back. And 1. Woo! Come on down with your feet together. Open your toes out. Open your heels out. Open your toes out. Come into Malasana squat. So you're going to squat down. Squeeze in the hip flexors. So you guys are going to hug into this. Yeah. Widen your lower back. Stretch your lower back. Squeeze your hip flexors. The low belly's really working. For 3, we're going to add a little crow pose in between here. 2, a little balance. So it's a mashup today. Bring the hands forward. Stretch them out. Don't put them underneath you. Stretch them out. Come up on your toes. Squeeze the knees to the shoulders. Lean forward. Pick up your feet. 1 or 2. Hug into your hip flexors. And feel like you're doing like cat stretch in your lower back. Like round that lower back. Feet to butt, butt to feet. Squeeze it all in, just stay with it, you guys. It's good that you can start to learn to balance, right? And then when you get there, you might be like, yay, party, I'm in it. But try to stay longer. Try to stay at the party longer. For 4, 3, 2, step back to plank or jump back to plank, however you want to get there. Come all the way down. Inhale, reach it up, you guys. And you're going to pump your hips forward if it's okay for your back. You're going to pump your hips for 8, 7. Push your head tall. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it all the way back. Press through your fingertips, okay, guys? So feel like you're stretching your fingertips forward and you're not jamming on your hands or your wrist, your heels or your hands. So press through the fingers. Left leg comes up. Bend the knee a lot. Push open your hip. So you guys can do a little pump in there to do it. Whatever you want to, but you got to keep opening up that hip. Then stretch the leg straight. Straighten it out. Flex your foot so the toes of the left foot point down. Straight leg. Then turn the toes out to the side. Big rotation. And then kick it out to the side for 8. Bring it back. Don't let the leg fall. 7. Keep the arms toned. 6. Belly's working. 5. All in the core, you guys. 4. 3. 2. Squeeze that hip flexor. And 1. Tuck it in. Step it forward. Big step forward into the squat. Okay, so you guys are going to come down to the squat. Way down here. And then you lift up and you push through the glutes to get up. And when you come down, either put that leg back down or kind of hover it. Okay, so you're squatting into that left heel, into the left butt cheek, and hover. So down, push up, absorb the core, right? Let the core do the work. Let neck and shoulders be relaxed. You need the yoga blocks, you go for it. So keep finding that strength. For 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your feet together, right? You're gonna come down deep into a squat. Reach your hands back as far as you can. Stretch your back. So squeeze the belly, squeeze the hip flexors, and keep your butt where it is, but lift your chest. Lift your chest. So pull from the belly. Yeah, you're in chair pose. Don't let your shoulders do the work, right? Pull from your belly for 4, 3, 2. Bring the hands to the heart. Looks so good, you guys. You're gonna get your right shoulder to the outside of your left thigh. So do your best to get there. So just imagine you're flat against a wall here, and you wanna spread your arms and put your palms against the wall. And put your chest against the wall. Put your hip against the wall. And you're breathing deeply as you do this. For 3. Chin turns up the wall or down. 2. And 1. When we rise up, we open up through the hips. So we lift up, open the hips up, press a little more open here at the hips, all parts of the hips. So your hip flexors are strong. The sides of the knees are opening. Pump your elbows back here for 8, 7, just your elbows. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to chair. Let it twist it on the other side. So everything is growing here. You're all hugged in there, right? You're all wrapped in. Left shoulder to the outside of that right thigh. Do the best you can. Push those knees out. Imagine that wall here that you want to try to get your chest up against. And then open the arms so your palms, chest, and the hip are against that imaginary wall. And you can actually do this against a wall. Like if you want to practice getting better at this, you just press yourself against a wall and you try to get up there and use the wall to kind of climb open a little bit more. For 3 breaths. 2, and 1. All right, let's rise up. Take that nice reach, open again. Beautiful. Pump those arms back, squeeze the glutes for 8, 7, 6, lengthen the neck. 5, spread the sternum here. 4, now we're gonna open up here. 3, 2, and 1. So we're gonna open the chest right here. So the center of the breastbone is spreading open to your thumbs, to your fingers, and we keep it open when we fold down. Keep the sternum open. Go into deeper stretch and stretch your back. Everyone lengthen your back. We're gonna come down to a back stretch, lower, middle, and upper, and even to the back of the neck. Let's step back into plank. So crown of the head is forward to the wall in front of you. Tailbone back. Open your hip flexors without sagging your hips. So keep your pelvis lifted and open your hip flexors from the tip of the hip bone, pelvic bone, to the top of your thigh, 2. And from here, you're just gonna reach your hips forward and flip the tops of your feet. And you're gonna try to come deeper into this by squeezing here, you guys, at the rim, at your bikini line right there. You're gonna squeeze and pump the shoulders, maybe the head, maybe the back, maybe the glutes, whatever you need to. Or press into your thumbs and your fingers for 8, 7, 6, legs strong, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We got one more series standing. Ooh, big, strong, deep stretch today. Open up your back. Take your right leg high again. And see if you can stretch that right knee higher to the sky while you're pushing your left leg down. See if you can flare your toes in the air. See if you can pump your glutes so that right butt is pushing and pumping in to open up your hip, right? Yeah. See if you can push your knees away from each other without moving your legs. Right? Open the sides of the knees. Beautiful. All right, let's step that forward. We're gonna come into triangle pose. So you gotta step that right leg forward. Make sure right heel in line with left arch. Left foot turned in. Adjust your hips. So if you're like me and you get this natural slant to the side, you want to pick up your pelvis in this position so your hips are aligned and pushing the sides of the knees out. So strengthen like that, open up. And when we come over to the bend, you want to bend at the joint of the hip. So you're going to come a little forward as you come into this stretch. And lengthen the crown of the head, and as if someone is holding your fingertips at the top and pulling to the ceiling, you're pulling each fingertip up, up, up. Thumb extends out. Same with the bottom, you're pulling, pulling, pulling. Lengthen through the crown of the head. 2 and 1, and we rise up. Turn the feet in the direction you guys are facing. Turn your toes in the direction you're facing. Then turn your toes out. Come down into a squat. Okay, so for this squat, again, you guys are using this as a good way to get stronger. You're pushing the sides of the knees back, like really strengthen the sides of the knees. Don't let it wobble from the ankles. And pushing your butt forward, okay? So you can put your hands here or here, it doesn't matter. But you're gonna be lifting one heel at a time as you do this, but you're pushing those knees. Push out, pushing the glute forward. And you always wanna think about that to get a little more open. Push out and push the butt forward, so squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heels down, go down, push the knees open, and up. Squeeze the glute, push the knees open. Here we go for 8, press, 7, press, 6, keep the sternum open, 5, keep pushing those knees. Good, 3, awesome, 2, and 1. Awesome job, you guys. Turn your toes in, heels out, press the sides of the knees, open your sternum, keep it open as we come down into our folds. Grab the sides of the legs. Now you guys are pushing the sitting bones up. You're arching that lower back. You're pressing the sides of the knees out. And you're flexing your glute muscles. So you're pushing your butt muscles while you contract in the hip flexors. So squeeze your lower belly. Squeeze your hip flexors a little more. Narrow in your hip points, but broaden your sternum. Bring the right hand under your chest here, lift it up from the ground, right under your chest. You can use the yoga block if you need to. Take your left arm and open it up. Now don't move your hips. Your hips are still square. So your right hip is still pulling to the right as you turn your chest to the left. Breathe deeply. Let's come on down, and we're gonna really work that shoulder and torso on this side. So chest lifts up, hips are squared, and rotate the chest. Turn the chest. Keep your hips squared. 2 and 1. Releasing it down, rise up into standing. Woo! Take a reach back with the elbows, squeeze at your glutes, and pump open your hips and your chest. So your sternum is opening and your hips are opening. Really encourage that miracle opening for 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's turn to the front. Come back into downward dog. And get that opening on this side. Left leg in the air. See if you can kick that left leg higher, like you did on the other side. See if you can organize your hips so that your left pelvic bone is right next to your right pelvic bone, okay? Whatever that means for you. You might have to pull your right one back and your left one forward or something like that, right? So you want to flare your toes, see if you can get that left leg higher and that right leg down more. And maybe pump your glutes. Yeah, you know how to do that, right? So it's not just lifting the leg. It's like pushing the glute muscle against the front of your hip to get that leg higher. And it looks like your leg is pumping up, and it does. But you're working from the buttock more than anything else. 2, and 1. Let's step that forward. So we'll come into triangle pose on left side. So you guys are going to have left heel in line with right arch. And again, when you get here, organize your hips so your hips aren't turned to the side. They're in this long position. You're in a sideways position, and the sides of the knees push out. Sides of the knees push out. Extend through the arms. Fold from the hip joint a little bit in front of that left leg. Yep. And both legs are straight and strong as you're pushing those knees out, and fingertips reach up. Bottom fingertips reach down. Crown of the head is extended. And you breathe. I'm really focusing on the legs today. And of course the buttocks. It's still doing its job, right? To open up that hip flexor. 2, and 1. And we rise up again. Good. And we'll turn the toes again in the direction you're facing. And then open the toes out. Bring the hands to the heart. We're just going to take it into a side lunge. So inner thigh. You can keep your hands to your thigh like this and just press open your inner thigh, right? But if you are going a little deeper, you're going to come down into the booty, come down into your booty, push the sides of the knees out. So I have my elbow here, pushing my knee, but it comes from the outside of the knee. And then the other hand can push the other knee. Even though I'm pushing on the inside, I'm really pressing the outer part of the knees out. The inside of your knee stays strong, right? And you're breathing in and breathing out. And then we'll come up and come over to the other side. So if you're already up, you're just kind of turning and lunging to the side. And if you're coming down into the booty, you're going to go for it. And I can't go as low on this one, so you guys go for it. You're pushing your knee, and I don't know that I can grab the other knee, so you guys go for it. You're pressing those knees out. So elbow in one, hand on the other, and push out. And keep pressing. 3, 2, and 1. Come back into the center. Turn your toes in. Forward bend, reach through. Press the sides of the knees. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you put your hands on the outsides of your legs all the way down to the knees and try to push out there. It's like part of the hamstring, a little bit of IT band, and reach through. Now you're narrowing in your hip points, but broadening your sternum. So your breastbone is wide and the hip points are narrow. All right, so let's release. Come on up, back into the front, and have a seat. We're gonna do a little bit of core work and a couple of quick deep stretches. So just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of core work. So you guys are gonna come down onto your back when you're ready and bring the back nice and long on your back. And the core really involves the hip flexors, as well as your abdominal muscles, the psoas, the obliques, so a lot of these layers of abdominal muscles go into play. But if you can just, wrap in, squeeze into those hips, engage your lower belly, it will really help to keep the legs strong, reaching the arms up, and let your shoulders relax. Let the crown of your head go to the back wall. So sometimes we have it in such a way that the crown of the head is actually down a little bit. So if you had a wall behind you, the crown of the head would be against the wall. Okay, so you want to find that position as you wrap in through the waist. Right arm, right leg. And again, just a little bit of core work here, not a ton, but we're working on contracting the hip flexor and extending the hip flexor. So when you extend the hip flexor, you got to squeeze that glute. You got to squeeze your booty right up against the hip to help to open it. And you want to keep those hips steady. You want to keep them narrowed in. You don't want to flare that hip out. Sometimes that happens when you extend your leg. That hip will start to roll out. The hip flexor doesn't really have that range yet, right? So you're working on it. For 4, 3, gotta listen inward. 2, and 1. Arms are gonna come down, just like we do in Pilates. You're gonna lift the rib cage. You're gonna slide your rib cage down to your hips and have that rib-hip connection. Breathe into your back, and you're gonna be tapping down, squeeze those hips in, and squeezing it in and up. So you guys are really rubbing in there, down and squeezing up. And you're working that good core, that good Pilates, and try about 8 more of those. You guys can really reach into the abs like that, the low belly, the hip flexors. Ooh, you're gonna gain so much better strength in your yoga practice. 2, and 1. All right, let's bring the knees into the chest. And as we bring the knees into the chest, we're gonna hug into the belly, wrap into the hip flexors, and work into our deep stretches here. So you're gonna come into happy baby. You're gonna open up through the hips, lengthen your back. If you can grab your feet, grab your feet. If you need to grab your ankles or your thighs, go ahead and do that. But you're pressing like as if you have something inside your legs that you're pushing inward against. And at the same time, your outer legs are pushing out. So pull in at the inner knees, pull out at the outer knees. Pull in at the shins, pull out the shins. Pull in at the thighs, pull out at the thighs. Back is super long. All right, bring those legs together, working on that back stretch. So you can use the yoga block, which I'll grab my block to kind of show you how you can do it. And just right at the very bottom, you don't want to go up too high because you do want to keep your waist, your navel on the floor or toward the floor, and start to extend your legs so you can pull the legs toward you. And just breathe in, breathe out, you guys. So forget about like, oh, my legs have to come to my head, right? What I really want you guys to think about is first you're breathing. Am I breathing deeply enough, right? Inhale and exhale, Charlie. And then work on wrapping in your hips and stretching the glutes. So the more you stretch your lower back and your glutes, the more you straighten into your hip flexors, the legs will come in, right? Just got to know where the key is, right? Where to turn the lock, right? So you're breathing deeply, releasing the lower back and the glutes, contracting the lower belly and the hip flexors. Maybe draw them down a little more. Breathe. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna let that go, let that come down. So good, you guys. Drop your feet. If you have the yoga block, you can squeeze it between your knees. But if you don't have a block, just pretend there's something in between. I would squeeze the block in the wide position rather than the narrow, so you have a good hip width. But your inner legs are squeezing the block. Your outer legs are pushing out. Outside of the knees are pushing out. And you're going to come into this bridge pose. And here, you guys, again, when you are strengthening your hips and you are stretching your hips, don't let those hip points flare out. Reach them in, right? They flare out when your knees go out. But right now, your knees are floated. So you want to narrow in your hip point, hug into the belly, and pump your glutes. And squeeze the glutes, right? For 8, 7, 6. Keep the crown of your head to the wall behind you. So it looks like you go up more. Shoulders go down. Another set of 8, you guys. Push that head back, shoulders against the back for 8, 7, 6. Now the last set of 8, I want you to press your arms down against the floor while you squeeze your glutes. So push your arms and your elbows and your shoulders back. 7, 6. Spread the sternum. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down the booty. Lower down the back, lower down the waist. Bring your knees over to the left, and your arms are spread out wide. So you guys are going to turn your right hip over your left hip. So again, you're rolling in. If you want to, you put your hand on that pelvic bone and turn it. And as you inhale, you lengthen. As you exhale, you squeeze and compress a little more. You can take your bottom leg and take it over the top leg if you want to and give it a little help. Give it a little hug in, a little more squeeze. But open up your back here, stretch your back. Stretch your chest, sternum, and again, crown of the head to the wall behind you, right? So it looks like you're looking up rather than down. All right, let's come on up and we'll take it to the other side. So bring yourself in the center before you go to the other side. Sometimes you get all twisted when you do like that. And then the knees are gonna go over to the right, arms spread out. And you are folding that left hip bone, hip flexor, over the right. Lengthen it. And if you want to, you don't have to, but you can take that bottom leg and bring it over. Give it a little extra hug in. So sometimes if the hip flexor is tight, you know, that hip point at the top is tight, you feel a little pinching at the bottom, right? You feel like a little squeeze into the bottom. So really want to encourage you guys to maybe use your hand or something to fold that hip in, right? Sternum is broad, back is long. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, bring it back in. Use your yoga strap for your quick inner thigh stretch, or if you can do the toe lock, you're gonna do the toe lock, right? So you put the strap around your leg, other leg is gonna go out and down. So you're stretching this left hip flexor, squeezing the booty, and you're pushing, guys, the side of your knee and your leg to the ground, right? So you're not turning your ankle to do this. You're trying to feel like you're plugging the leg in and pushing the side of the knee. Stretch and lengthen your inner thigh along the leg bone, right? So get that good opening. Make sure your left glute is strong while you're pushing that knee and that leg to the ground. And breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. Bring that up. And we'll take the other side. So again, working up that hip flexor today, opening and strengthening the glute as well. Right, so leg is strong. Again, side of the knee, use the strap. This bottom leg is active, so the glute is active. Pressing, pressing, pressing. So you keep activating your glutes and pushing the side of the leg out. Inner thigh gets some length, gets a little charge, gets a little strength here. And you're breathing. All right, we'll bring that in. Woo! Tucking the legs right in, guys. Awesome. All right, we're gonna rock ourselves right up to seated. Get a quick shoulder stretch. Okay, so as you guys come forward, we're just gonna do a quick shoulder again. So we'll come into extended puppy, hips on top of knees. Yeah, and stretch out the outer shoulders here. So make sure your ribs are connected to the hips. And the chest is open, super wide. Get it real wide. So in our practice, you're trying to get your elbows behind your head, but not by launching your neck forward. So keep your neck long, crown of the head forward, but feel like you're pulling your elbows from the floor, right? As you're bringing your back toward the floor. All right. Let's come all the way down on the belly. Super stretch here for that right shoulder. Bring that arm out. Lift your shoulder from the floor. Take that left leg up and over. Yes, you guys know how to do this. You're also getting a hip flexor stretch. So you're spreading your sternum here. So you're gonna lift up this top arm, let your head relax, and spread your chest. Spread the sternum. And some of you guys like to grab your foot back here and do that stretch for the hip flexor, the quad. You can go for it. Some of you guys might not feel that that's the best thing for you. So, you know, whatever works for you, but just keep opening up the chest, the sternum. The top elbow goes back. And then release, and we'll try it on the other side. Stretching up that left arm, shoulder back. Oh, so good, right? Keep opening up the sternum, stretching those muscles in the sternum. Lifting up that top arm, but letting that elbow go back, but stretching from the shoulder. Again, catch your foot if it's like, yeah, I want to catch my foot today. Don't want to, no big deal, right? Just keep pulling the shoulder open. Chest open, and then release. Woo! Come into child's pose. Getting ready for rabbit pose. And get your heels back. Grab hold of your feet. Crown of your head to the floor. Lift up your hips over the crown of your head. Stretch out your back. Not a lot of weight on your head, you guys. Like hardly any. It's all up into your belly and into your back and into your hip flexors, and stretch and widen all areas of the back, top to bottom, head to buttocks, right to left. Top of the back, middle of the back, and lower part of the back. All right, let's release that and come onto the back for fish pose. So our final posture. So if you're just starting off and you want to just use the block instead around the chest and behind the chest, go for that. You do a fish pose, which can be a little tricky, so we don't do it a ton, but I do want to do it today. You lie flat on your back, you keep your back wide, palms are down, bring your right wrist under your right hip, your left wrist under your left hip, so your palms are flat on the ground. Bring your elbows underneath you, straighten out your legs. Now you're going to shift your hips so your waistband goes toward your feet. So it feels like your butt is sitting on the floor now, right? And then you stretch your chest and extend the head back. So you're pushing your elbows back, your shoulders back, and your ears back. Your sternum is spreading, and you stretch back so the crown of the head is very lightly resting on the floor. Extend through the tops of your feet and squeeze through the glutes. You want to activate the buttocks. Stretch that lower belly down. And then slowly release. Woohoo! And let that go. So when you release, let go of the lower back and tuck the knees back into the chest. Bottoms of the feet touch, knees open. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Eyes open or closed. Inhale and exhale. So we want to feel the breath moving in the body. We want to feel the sensation of breath in the sides of the body, in the back of the body, filling up down into the hips. And you can extend the arms and extend the legs, or stay where you are. Relax the eyes, and the mouth and face, and shoulders, top of the neck, bottom of the neck, top of the shoulders, bottom of the shoulders. Feel the palms of your hands real soft. The soles of your feet real soft. The eyes real soft. And even though your eyes are closed, you gently change your gaze to either the center of the forehead or the tip of the nose. Your eyes are closed. You can also shift your gaze to your navel, grounding you more. So pick a point and breathe in and breathe out. Soften through the belly, soften through the shoulders. Soften the mouth, neck, and chin. Allow the physical body to settle, right? All the muscles that we worked. So let the glutes relax deeply. Let go of any tension there. Let the outer thighs relax. Inner thighs relax. Let the belly and the back muscles deeply relax. So let go of tension at the back. At the arms. All right, so when you guys are ready to come out of Shavasana, just start to open your eyes, close the mouth, right? And start to bring yourself Out of Shavasana, slowly, moving your hands, your feet, fingers, toes. Just rocking about before you come up to seated. Awesome. When you do come to seated, activate the bottom, right? So you're feeling strong, legs in the ground, keeping this core stable, neck and shoulders relaxed. So crown of the head, just like we began, to the ceiling. And make sure head is right on top of pelvis. If you have a tendency to lean forward, which most of us do, just feel like you're either pushing your pelvis forward right now or the head back, so you have that stability and that balance. Right? Think about those rocks that you see on the beaches, the balancing rocks, right? You want to think of your body like those balancing rocks, right? Hips, chest, and the head, right? So you have nice, beautiful structure. All right, bring the hands together in front of the heart, thumbs touch the heart, that heart wide open. Namaste.